Hey there, everybody. This is Hoyle is Mad. I'm recording my first battle report. As you might not be able to tell, I am pretty sick right now, so I have a pretty sore throat. So I apologize for anyone who finds my voice annoying right now. It will get better with subsequent battle reports. But this is a friendly game I played between a good friend of mine who is playing Sylvan Elves against my Dread Elves. Both of our armies are works in progress right now, so they're pretty unpainted. So I apologize for that, but it was a fun game. Let's get right into it. I hope you guys enjoy it. So starting over here on the left, he's got a unit of Wild Huntsmen, no upgrades. He's got a Tree Man, just a regular one in the rare slot. Then he has a big group of Dryads, and he has a level 1 Branch Wraith in there with him. And she, I think she took Lore of Wilderness with the +1 Strength and Toughness spell, and she also has the Scarred Bark upgrade, which gives them Hatred. So they're Strength 4, Toughness 4, Weapon Skill 4, Hatred. It's nothing to take lightly. Alright, up next he's got a Forest Eagle. Then he's got a big unit of Forest Guard, and it's hard to see here, but in the leftmost front spot he's got his BSB with the Armour of Destiny and a Great Weapon. And in the middle he has his General. His General, I believe, is a 3-up, 4-up, and he has this item called the Sacred Spear, which basically says he's a Strength 5, and if he does a wound to you, an unsaved wound, everyone in that combat trying to strike his unit is -1 to hit, which is a pretty good defensive item. Then he's got another Forest Eagle. Then he has a unit of Thicket Beasts, 6 of them. Also, both those Forest Eagles have lightning reflexes. And then over here he has a unit of 5 Briar Maidens with the champion upgrade, so they are Wizard Conclave. And then he's got 8 Heath Riders over here on the side. And I believe he gave them Elven Cloaks and a banner, so he's only got 2 scoring units in the new edition. That's kind of a big weakness. So I have some things that are still being built / ordered, so I had to proxy a few things, unfortunately. Over on the right here, this boar chariot you see is actually a Raptor chariot. Then I have 30 Dread Legionnaires with spears, full command. 30 Corsairs, full command, with paired weapons. That is my level 3 with the Tome of Arcane lore, so she has +1 spell. She's lore of fire. So up here in the front, I've got 5 Raven Cloaks that have scouted. Then I have a unit of 18 Tower Guard. They don't have the Dread Guardians upgrade, but they do have the Banner of Blood. So they reroll 1s and 2s to wound, which is pretty good. They're full command. Then I've got a Dread Reaper. Then I've got my River Troll Hag model from my Orcs and Goblins army. She's proxying a Kraken. Another Dread Reaper Bolt Thrower. Then I have a Raptor Chariot that has my General on it. So he's pretty nasty. He's got the Sword of +2 Strength. He's got a 1-up armor save. He has the Midnight Cloak, so he's going to be, doing lethal strike D3 wounds in the first round of combat. Then I have 9 of the Dread Knights. My BSB is in there. He's a 1-up rerollable armor save with a lance. And then I've got 5 more Raven Cloaks with great weapons that have scouted in front of them. And that little 1 green dot there is the secondary objective we've rolled. There's one on the other side of the table as well. So right off the break, this Raptor Chariot over here, he fails his stupidity test, and he stumbles forward a few inches. Not a big deal, but it seems to be a recurring theme now that I think this is the 3rd game I played with his army, and he fails it at least 2 or 3 times a game if he ever lives that long, so hope it doesn't keep up. So in the top of turn 1 magic phase, I get Cascading Fire Cloak off on the Dryads. I think I kill 1 of them, maybe. But the lore attribute goes off for my mage and puts a wound on an eagle. Okay, so bottom of turn 1, he moves up not too aggressively here. My charges are, not insane, but they're still a little above average, which I think is a smart move on his part. His eagle lands in the ruins here in order to get some cover for my shooting. He takes his dangerous terrain test, and he takes a wound, which is bad luck for him. I also know in this one, the magic phase for the bottom of 1, he failed to cast the luminous bolts from his Briar Maidens, and then I managed to dispel Curse of the Wildwood, so nothing of importance there. So this is the top of 2, and this is just the turn of failed charges. So my super smart chariot over here manages to pass his stupidity test, and then he I think I was 16 away, movement 7, so I need a 9, and he fails it, and he is well within range of those Wild Huntsmen, so he can pretty much kiss his ass goodbye. Over here, the Kraken and the General both try to go in. The Kraken needs a 10, doesn't make it. General needs a 9, doesn't make it. And then the Cold One, the Dread Knights, try to go into the Heath Riders. I think they needed a 9 as well, and they didn't make it, so still not too close to him, but I'm setting up some counter charges. Although, to be honest, I'm really not that scared of anything over here. The good beast could put me in a bad situation if I got in the wrong fight. But I think I'm okay. Alright, so top of turn to Magic Phase. We start off by him dispelling Cascading Fire Cloak. It went off in his turn and killed a couple more Dryads, which is great for me that, I'm ahead in dice now, so I'm thinking maybe I can have a big Magic Phase. I want to get Burning Ramparts off, because then if his Dryads move for whatever reason, it'll kind of separate his army, because he doesn't want to take a strength 4 hit on everyone. And then I roll triple 1s and a 2 to cast a spell. It sucks, because Magic Phase is probably one of my favorite parts of the game, and I'm really enjoying Triangle of Fire. I think this is the 3rd game I've used it in, so this is a quick way to make sure you don't get anything done in your Magic Phase. So, bummer. My Raven Cloaks over here open up and kill one Heath Rider. Over here, my Raven Cloaks manage to kill his Eagle. His General and BSB are right there, so they pass all their panic checks, but, it's one less fly swoopy guy who can get behind my lines and peck the eyes of my War Machine crews out. I actually didn't see this charge. His Eagle in the ruin declared a charge on my Wizard. And it wasn't too terribly far away. You only need like a 7 or an 8 on Swift Stride, so I fled. And so he just redirects with his Eagle and goes into my my Ravencloaks here. I don't know how they're going to do. They have great weapons, but I think the Eagle is the same initiative I am, and I won't get lightning reflexes anymore because I'm striking initiative, and he will have a +1 to hit, so I think I might be at a slight disadvantage here. His Wild Huntsman just crash into my Raptor Chariot over here, so, I'll get maybe the Elves on top to attack, but there's no way the Cold Ones are going to get to strike. He'll kill me well before then. His Thicket Beasts here try to charge the Kraken, and they fail. And the remaining moves here, his Vorskarn just tries to skirt this ruin. I don't think they want to be in that when they get in combat. And his Wild Huntsman obliterate the Chariot. I don't even do a wound to him. In his Magic Phase, he managed to get the Oaken Throne off, so he healed that wound back on his Eagle through the Lore attribute. So I did a wound to him. He charged and killed 3 of them. I lost by 3, and I stuck on a 5 without a reroll. And I don't really care about them running away, except for I don't want to have to take a panic check on those Corsairs on an 8 with no reroll, so very glad they stuck there. So, top of turn 3, my Dread Knights make it into the Heath Riders. That should probably be the end of them. So over here, both my General and the Kraken make it into the Thicket Beasts. I think we'll do okay here, since both my General and the Kraken are going to do D3 wounds, which is pretty good. My Wizard Lord rallies, which she's outside of General and a reroll, so that's good. Okay, so over here I charge both of these units in just to help get this guy out of the way. And what you can't see here is I have just an absolutely monstrous Magic Phase. It seemed like everything I threw, he was missing it by maybe 1 or 2 to dispel. So I get Smoldering Ember on the Tower Guard, so they're now Toughness 4 with a 5+ ward, which is awesome. I get Burning Ramparts on his Dryads now, so if they move, everyone will take a Strength 4 hit. And I get a 3d6 Fireball on the Dryads. I roll a 1, a 1, and a 3, and I think I end up killing over 1 of them, which is, not super, but definitely a great Magic Phase overall, so I'm not going to complain. To go a step back here, he had taken his Tree Man and marched him right up in front of me, and, I just charged him. I said, forget it. It's a really bad matchup for me, but, he could charge me and I'll take a terror check and run right off the board, so, I'm hoping that I can just hold out long enough to get one of those units on the right over to help him. So his, looking on the side here, his wild huntsmen were, they were forced to overrun because they were frenzied when they killed the Chariot, and, for the only time in the game my bolt throwers did something and they both shot. It was a flank shot, and between the two of them I managed to kill the entire unit, so, I'm pretty happy with them. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't have to deal with them anymore. Over here my Dread Knights easily managed to, kill his Heath Riders. And after combat here, I think we won by enough that he needed a 3 to stick, and he doesn't get it. I elect to chase with a Kraken and hold with the General, and the Kraken runs him down. Over here we obliterate this eagle in an explosion of blood and feathers. And here we don't even hurt the tree man. He kills 6 of us, and we manage to stick on a 7, so I don't know how much longer it's going to be before our luck runs out there. Bottom of turn 3, his forest guard with his characters charge into the front of the tower guard. I still have the +1 toughness and 5 up ward on them from Smoldering Ember, so I think that I have a decent chance, but I don't know, we'll see. So over here, his Briar Maidens, they duck out of the way of my Dread Knights, and he gets off a pretty decent magic phase. He still has the Oaken Throne up from before, I haven't dispelled it. And he manages to get a 4+ regen off on the Forest Guard, which is Healing Waters. I stop the plus toughness 1 because they'd be toughness 7 elves. I definitely don't want that. I would lose that combat for sure. And then he manages to get Earth to Stone or something off on the Corsairs, but he kills like 5 of them with it. It's stream 5 because the Oaken Throne is up, so it's actually pretty dangerous. So my boys did their best to cut up some wood. They did 1 wound. I think he killed 6, and they broke from combat, and he ran them down, so that is definitely not good. After combat here, we kill a fair number of elves, but between the charge and the double banner, and he killed some himself, we lose by 1 or 2, and we break, which really stinks because this it's worth quite a bit. But I roll double 6s and get away, and he chases after me. Top of turn 4, I start to bring my army around and just kind of reposition them to get back in the fight. And then over here, I get off a 2d6 fireball, and I manage to kill 7 of his forest guard. This is kind of what the battlefield looks right now. Burning Ramparts is still up on those Dryads. If you were wondering why they're hanging back so far, my opponent forgot to dispel it again, so I put my Raven Cloaks in front of his forest guard just to be a roadblock, so he charges them to get him out of the way. Then he moves his tree man behind me. He couldn't see anything to charge, so this will just kind of set him up in subsequent turns to go wherever he needs to, which is a smart move. And his Briar Maidens are just hanging out, throwing spears and trying to cast magic. He overruns into my Tower Guard after easily killing the Ravencloaks with his General. Top of 5, my General and the Kraken charge his General's unit because my Tower Guard desperately need help. Over here, my Dread Knights just start moving closer to the battle, and my Shades set up to take pot shots at his Briar Maidens. I'm pretty close in charge range, but we got great weapons. They're not that great in combat, the Briar Maidens, so I feel like I can take him if he does decide to charge me. I march my Corsairs up 10 inches, but do not charge him. This isn't a fight that I'm really thrilled about. I think he could probably beat me in the long run, and it wasn't a sure charge for me anyway. So rather than take the chance of getting sandwiched between the Dryads and the Tree Man, I just tried to make it as long a charge for the Tree Man as I possibly could. Over here we win pretty handily. Managed to break him and run him down, which is awesome. It was an auto break for him. We were having a discussion. We weren't really sure, when he originally broke the Tower Guard. Should he have pursued them? There were a lot of points, but I kind of put him in a bad position for subsequent turns and charges. And so his Tree Man goes into the flank of the Tower Guard, which is definitely bad for them. Over here, his Briar Maidens charge my Shades, and I stand and shoot and kill one. I think I can win the combat pretty handily there. Over here, his Dryads decide to charge my Corsairs, which is not a fight I'm thrilled about. I think I'm going to lose that in the long run, especially if he rolls pretty decently with hatred in the first round. And yeah, after the combat surprised me. I didn't do that well. I thought I would have killed more. I lost combat, I think, by 1, and I managed to stick, so yikes. So his tree mana in the bottom of 5 breaks the tower guard, but he can't, he chooses not to run after them, actually, and he turns to face the back of the Corsairs, so he can help out there. Top of 6, the Kraken charges them, and in the flank, and we actually did this out of order. The ones were moved up to the top left are the casualties there. So we did pretty well in that combat. And he breaks and flees, but well, we can't manage to run him down, even though we both chase him, unfortunately. So over here on the top of 6, his damn Briar Maidens actually kill the rest of the Shades. And that was really surprising to me. I didn't see that coming, so I don't know if I underestimated the Briar Maidens or overestimated the Shades, or maybe a little bit of both, but definitely didn't see that coming. That's kind of what the board looks like at this point. One thing we don't have on here, because she's already gone, is he got a 5-dice miscast Luminous Bolts from his Briar Maiden. The champions left. He took a wound on her for the miscast, but he pasted my wizard into nothing, so definitely worth it for him there. So, his Dream Man charges me in the rear, and hindsight being 20/20 and all, I probably should have just fled this. Thinking back on it now, I really can't tell you why I didn't, because I just would have bounced through the Dryads and been safe. If he charges the Kraken instead, I think I'd probably just kill him. But I elected to hold because I'm an idiot. So he I don't know if maybe I thought I'd be steadfast, but he easily breaks through the steadfast, and he manages to run me down. So that was kind of a double-edged sword of suck, because we didn't run the Dryads down, and then we lost the Corsairs, but that's the end of the game. So what you can't see is the Dread Knights are holding a secondary objective on the other side of the board. When we counted up, I think I won 17-6. So a pretty decisive victory for the Dread Elves. A couple things to note after the game. One is that my opponent's fairly new. I think this is only his 4th game of any kind of tabletop. So he's starting with Ninth Age and really enjoying it, and he's getting better by leaps and bounds every game. So if you're wondering why maybe he didn't have the most competitive list, or he made maybe some obvious mistakes that you would point out, that's one thing to keep in mind. But he's definitely exponentially getting better every game. Another is that I think this is my only 3rd game with the Dread Elves, so if I forgot anything, I apologize, but I am enjoying the army very much. I've got some other units that are on their way that I'm looking forward to putting together and playing with. I will say it feels a little dirty to play with a mostly, almost completely unpainted, only partially assembled army, so I'll have to bring out the Orcs and Goblins I have, which is a fully painted army, to kind of counterbalance that maybe in some of the next battle reports. Also, this is my first battle report, so if you have any tips or comments, or you just want to say you enjoy the video, I appreciate any comments, really, just for interaction, with anyone who may be watching. I'll apologize again for my voice, just because it must sound awful, given the cold that I have right now. And I also want to say that I think the sound, I think I was holding my face too close to the mic in the beginning half, so hopefully the sound improved in the second half of the battle report, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much, watching it as much as I enjoyed playing it and making my first battle report, and I hope to have many more.